Hi. Today I have a message for parents of teenagers, 15 to 18, and it was inspired by a conversation that I had last week with a parent who has a 15-year-old son. Hello, Mary! And if that parent is seeing this, I will say hello. But we started the conversation and he said that he's got a 15-year-old son and he's been trying to motivate him to get good grades. And he was doing that by reading this book about how to be a straight A student, and they'd go over it every night, and he's hoping that would motivate him to get good grades. And to me, the first thing that came to my mind was there has to be a good reason for the teen to want to get good grades. It's not as simple as like you should get them for the sake of getting them. We have to find them intrinsic motivation, and I asked him a few questions about that, and it's definitely something to explore more with him. But it just reminds me that when you find that thing that they are motivated to do because it aligns with their goals, they're gonna take off, and they don't need you to be reading to them. And I also wanted to tell a little bit of a personal story about how I went from being a B, C student when I was like in grade 8 to 10 to being a straight A student in grade 12, and what changed to allow that to happen. So hi Kuldeep, when I was in about to go into grade 11, I was really lucky. My stepmom and my mother decided to go to Latin America, take a year off of traditional school, go to Latin America and learn Spanish, and then stay in a town and volunteer there and feel what that was like. And so I was away from the traditional school system. I ended up taking courses by correspondence, so I took about 4 or 5, and I remember being astounded that I had, hey Tanner, what's up? When I got those courses by correspondence when I was in grade 11, I saw like the whole course for the year in its entirety was in my hand, and I saw how little was actually needed and how straightforward it was to finish that course for the year. And so it made me realize that I could finish that in like 4 months. And that I could have done that in all the other years previously, which would allow so much more time for me to explore the things that I was actually interested in instead of the mandatory coursework that's needed in high school. So I did really well with those courses because it was fairly easy to do, and I was in a cool place, and I ended up when I got back to school. And came back to Canada, I had a few different motivations that had changed. The school didn't change, but intrinsically there were different motivations that had changed that allowed me to get good grades. So one of them was that I knew how lucky I was to have education that was not what I had seen in places like Latin America, what I was exposed to, which was just pretty much what felt like the teacher reading off of a textbook, or like writing it down on the chalkboard, and like all the students just had to like be there watching, and really not that engaging, and it was just like repeating back or just watching. And so when I was in classes where you got to ask questions and have dialogue with each other and with the teacher, I found that really exciting. And I realized that that's something that I found exciting, so I really wanted to get into a good school or a school of my choice that had that kind of interaction, which was Quest University at the time. I was looking at a few other schools, but I ended up going to Quest University, which is small classes. I really needed to get scholarships to go to that school, so I had the motivation to get good grades. And so those were a couple things, but you see how that motivation to get into that school was really important to me, and it wasn't from anybody else, it wasn't from parents. It was from my own goals and what I was excited by and driven by. And And the other thing was that I knew how, I saw it differently. Like, it was pretty easy to get the stuff done. I knew how, basic enough it was to get the schoolwork done, so I would get it done earlier so I could do other stuff I was interested in. And then, at the end of the year, I ended up having straight A's, which was a really interesting turnaround, and that's why I really love education so much and working with teenagers or youth and young adults, because I know how much potential there is that's untapped just based on the day-to-day kind of school system that we have. And I love teachers, I love everybody involved. It's just a big system that adapts slowly. And so part of the work that I do is helping and exploring what people are interested in, getting a good sense of that, and we'll go from different angles to really see what comes up consistently, to not only do that, but also explore, like, take action and get some feedback about, okay, yeah, I thought I liked this, but actually this surprise thing that I didn't really like, or yeah, I want to keep trying this. And so I have 3 questions for you. One, if you are a parent of a teenager, I had a request to do a kind of like a conversation checklist that parents could go over with their teenagers, and to help them get clear on and explore some of the things that they're interested in, maybe they could take action on and pursue, so that, at 15, it's starting to get to the place where people have to start taking courses that are gonna direct what's happening after high school. So if you are interested in a guide like that, that would be like a conversation starter, let me know, send me a message and let me know if there's any other details in there that you want. And then also, I am starting to do some research and interview people and build out a program for teenagers, 15 to 18, so that during school or during high school, they can explore things that they are interested in, so that they clarify what they want to do after high school. And they're motivated and they know, yes, I want to go to college, or maybe they want to explore something else. But doing it in a facilitated and consistent way. So if you're interested in that, or if you know a parent who might be interested in helping me design that or inform the program, please let me know, set them up with me. I definitely, right now I'm interviewing people and getting some input on that. Hey, Nate, how are you? And then the last thing is just that tomorrow, hello, Dawn. The last thing is that tomorrow is Work Wednesday, and I have a good friend coming on who really enjoys his work, and we're gonna go over what the work is, why he enjoys it so much. Thank you. And I'm good, Nate. What the work is, why he enjoys it so much, what his process was to lead him to that kind of work, and any parting advice that he has for young people who lack direction, and how they can start finding their way and narrowing in on some of the stuff that they are excited about. So thank you, you two who are here, and let me know, thank you. Let me know if you have any questions, and again, if you are interested in that resource, and if you have any suggestions for parents to talk to. All right. Hi, Shada. I am all done for today, but send me your messages, and bye, Dawn. Bye, Nate. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I didn't say, okay, sorry. That interview, Work Wednesdays, is 8 a.m. PST, where I'm going to talk to Leon, and we're going to explore the things that he has to say about how to find work that you really enjoy. All right. Have a lovely evening, you 3, and everybody who's watching this afterwards.